It's for parents to actually mold and shape their children's behavior as they grow.
CDC consultant Shiant Pereira says discipline should be a way of dealing with your child's negative behavior with words instead of action.
They begin to develop a sense of me versus you, right? Like two separate beings. And once that begins to develop, they realize that, oh, I do feel certain feelings. And it's for parents then to reflect and help them identify those feelings.
Paige and Jeff Toes are parents of two young boys, Jackson and Jeffrey. In the Toes household, the form of discipline involves this little piece of furniture.
You sit them down, you tell them why they're there initially, and then you tell them that they got, 3, depending on how old they are, however many minutes they have. You tell them you have that many minutes and you're gonna come back and talk about it. Come back 3 minutes later, if they're 3 years old. And then you ask them to explain why they're there. So hopefully they've understood why they're there and they've had some time to think about it.
If there are two caregivers in the household, it's essential to be on the same page when it comes to discipline.
It's ultimate because they'll try to, just as we all did, play one parent against the other.
Yeah, and they definitely do. There's no doubt that happens, but we talk a lot.
United we stand.
Consistency is really very important because children learn to behave in ways we teach them to behave. So if you have two parents using two different contradictory ways of disciplining, a child does not know exactly what's expected of them, and you later on they do tend to manipulate because now they know what they can get by behaving in certain ways with each parent. So consistency plays a big key role.
If a child is misbehaving, the CDC doesn't recommend physical punishment such as spanking. Instead, they encourage verbal, proactive approaches.
Teach them, give them the skills. So when someone is grabbing a toy away, you would say, oh, you could model and say, maybe you can ask for it. Ask little Johnny for the toy. So that helps them identify feelings in someone else other than themselves.
And as a child grows in age, so must the discipline. Adapting to their age and personality is key.
It's crucial if you want them to actually learn from the discipline you're giving them. If we were to continue for our 7-year-old to put him on the naughty chair when it doesn't seem to be as effective, then we're really not accomplishing what we want. It's almost like you gotta pick something that's more important to them, and 7 minutes of their time doesn't seem to be as important as an evening away from doing something that they love.
When a child develops a healthy relationship with his or her caregiver, a sense of obedience and respect comes naturally to them.
The most important thing is having a positive relationship with your child, and that starts actually even before the baby's born. But it becomes more tangible once a child is born, so it's important to have a connectivity with the child because that's where your positive relationship begins.
Disciplining a child takes preparation, consistency, and sometimes even playing the bad guy. But for Paige and Jeff, it's well worth it.
It's not always easy, and often the children don't like it, being parented, but that's our job, and we love it. It's great. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
For Go Peace Country's Parenting 101, I'm Kyla Corpez.